Hey everyone, so we're gonna test out full self-driving today. I'm gonna take a 24-kilometer trip here, go to El Mariachi Tacos, some highway driving, some city driving, some downtown driving, so it'll be a real good test to see how it does. And for those of you wondering which version I have, we'll go over to software, version 12.36. So let me just throw you guys up on the mount, put it in drive, and I'll roll forward slightly and throw it on to full self-drive. And the car will do the rest of the trip here. This will be my first long trip, so we'll see how it does. There's quite a few cars here coming and going and turning, so it's double checking. Okay, did a good job there. I was paying attention. I'm checking where you're going, buddy. Guess it doesn't want me looking where it's trying to go. Wants me just looking forwards. This is a pretty busy intersection here again, so another good test for it. Oh. It probably would have been fine, but I hit the brakes there because it felt like it was going to turn right into that vehicle. Now it does nudge you every once in a while just to keep an eye on making sure you're there, although it has gotten a lot better over time because it does monitor the camera there. Let's see if we can do the rest of the trip without any pauses or hesitations. Now, that hesitation and takeover was on my part. It probably would have been fine. But again, this is the first long trip I've done, and actually the first trip I've done in this vehicle in a very long time. So we'll see how this whole journey goes. Because I just got the full self-driving with the Tesla credits. I had some left over. By the way, if you do want $1,300 off, use the link in description if you're ordering a new Tesla. And something new that I've actually put together just today and released today, which you should see on the YouTube store icon down below, is I put together a buyer's checklist for when you're buying a Tesla, things to look at, like doors, trims, windows, horns, lights, all of that. I put together a nice little checklist there for you guys just to keep things simplified, and it's $5 US or whatever the conversion is at the time. I had to use a US partner to do that, but yeah, it supports the channel and hopefully is useful and provides you guys with some value. Yeah, let me know what you guys think if you purchase it. It's doing a great job. I'm not doing anything. My hand is just here for the nudging purposes. Not sure if you can see my feet in the video, but of course my feet are not on the pedals, but you will know if they do touch the pedals because it shuts off the full self-driving like it did back there at the beginning of this video. Now this whole section is a great section and test on full self-driving because the lanes are not marked well at all. It's all under construction and it's cones everywhere. I'm not quite sure how well it'll do in this section coming up, but it's going to be a good test for it. And then after this section, we have the highway. After the highway, we have some more busy city driving and then into the downtown area, which is always a little bit more packed up there in downtown Streetsville. So we're going to get a good test of different scenarios here. As you just saw, we did a little bit of country driving there. So good all-rounded test here for this full self-driving drive, which is what I was looking for. I'm probably going to keep my hands near the steering wheel and the brakes, especially because we're in a construction zone and things are not clearly marked here at all. It's handling it well though. Yeah, it's doing a really good job. Better than I expected. Full self-driving has definitely come a long way, and you've probably seen some of my other videos saying that autopilot is good enough, and I still stand by that it is good enough for the average person. But if you travel a lot, you drive a lot, and you don't want to necessarily drive yourself all the time, getting full self-driving is definitely a great option. You can subscribe to it for $99 a month in US and Canada, or you could buy it for $11,000 Canadian or $8,000 US. Personally, I don't think it's worth it to purchase it outright, but to each their own. And as well, you have been in the past been able to transfer it over to a new vehicle when you purchase your next Tesla. It's too bad it doesn't know to drive not on the rumble strips that are in the lane of the tire there, but this part's going to be pretty tricky here because it all merges right in a weird way. We'll see what it does. Hopefully it doesn't pull me all the way to the right lane, which then I'm going to have to cut over. Oh, it's handling it very well. Pulled over enough to let people go through this section over here, which you probably can't see on the camera, but yeah, it'll let people pull through there. I gotta say, I'm definitely way more comfortable with where full self-driving's at right now, and it's much more realistic to how a human would drive. It's getting a little close to these cones here, but not super close. It is a narrow section of road on between the two lanes though, so if you hear any rattling noises and things, it's the kid's car seat in the back. Just thought I'd mention that, since this video is probably just going to be pretty silent with me talking, and it'll be this full playthrough so you can see if I had to take over driving it at all or any other issues. Just so it could be fully transparent. Definitely very impressed with how it handled this whole construction section so far. By the way, I am in the Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive. It is a 2023 version, one of the ones that came off the first container back when they were shipping them from China. Now, as you know, or may not know, you can't buy them from China anymore, and they've discontinued this model, but they have the long-range Model Y rear-wheel drive out now, which is a pretty good deal in my opinion. 60 grand, and you have the longest range Model Y out of all the Model Y versions that you can purchase right now. Now again, Juniper is going to come out soon, likely early 2025 is my prediction. October 10th, which is this Wednesday, I'll be doing a live stream of Tesla's latest event, which is unveiling the Cyber Cab, Cyber Taxi, and they'll have probably more in-depth full self-driving stuff there, because that's what they've really been gearing this up to be able to have a driverless car, which hopefully is what we're going to be seeing October 10th. And hopefully we're also going to get some indication on the Model Y Juniper, maybe even a Model 2 Tesla. You never know what kind of surprises Tesla might throw out there. So anyways, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Check out that live stream, which will be starting sometime around 10 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll be live streaming that event. But now, as full self-driving enters onto the highway here, we're going to get the highway portion of full self-driving in. See how well it does with merging. It's doing a great job. See if it'll do any lane changes between now and the next exit, which, yeah, here it goes. It's keeping good pace, good flow with the flow of traffic. Now it is 6:43 p.m. So the rush hour traffic is starting to near an end here. Slowing down. What does it want to do? Is it wanting to change lanes? Yes, it is. It's wanting to get around all these people. That's why it's slowed down. And this is what happens when it changes into nighttime mode, dark mode. Okay, let's cancel that. It wanted to switch lanes and slow down to switch lanes, but there's a transport truck there. So what I did there was I pressed the accelerator to speed it back up and hit the turn signal to cancel that turn. I probably could have just hit the turn signal to cancel the lane change, but now that I'm further ahead here, I'll signal the lane change and it will do it for me. can adjust the speed up a little bit since we're on the highway. It was maxing out at 110, which the flow of traffic is currently going higher than 110. As you can see, everyone has left me in the dust. I could let it do it. I could let it. Why can't I not speak? I could let it do its thing, but I wanted to instigate a lane change there just to bring myself over to the right side, since I'm going to be making an exit here in 2 kilometers. Although it would have done its own thing. And you can see the benefit for other drivers is if they cut you off, it'll automatically slow down. Should I leave it and let it do its thing, or force it to change lanes here sooner? It's got to make an exit in 600 meters, so... Oh, it did it by itself, and then I canceled it by accident. There we go. You just gotta let it do its thing. Yep, you gotta exit here. Let me just take over. It, in my opinion, it waited way too long to make that lane change. So, still not the absolute greatest. Some people really love full self-driving and how it handles all situations. I am definitely not there yet. I'll probably get hate in the comments, but I'm just not there. I don't see that it has gotten to the point where it can drive better than I can. Now it is doing a good job of switching lanes effectively and quickly here, but it does have to make a change, a turn change right here. No, what's it doing? Realize that's a turning lane. Oh, it wants to turn further up here instead of here on Argentia. Yeah, I'm still here, Tesla. You can see me, I'm looking at the road. So on this drive so far, I've had to do 2 takeovers, like taking over from allowing full self-driving to do its thing. We'll see how it manages the rest of the trip. This intersection is a very busy one, although it looks like there's going to be a good gap here See what it does. Oh, did a good job there of navigating that car that blew through the red, which coincidentally was another Tesla. So maybe it was communicating. Who knows? Did a good job there of stopping quickly for the sudden red light. I should mention that I am not a good passenger in general, so having a car drive you without you doing anything is probably not the easiest thing for me or anyone that is not a good passenger. But overall, I do think it's doing a pretty good job. There's just some small minor things that don't make me comfortable. It probably wouldn't cause an accident, those minor things there, but I would have definitely driven differently, and I feel like could have done a more efficient direction, more efficient move, more efficient lane change, more efficient turn that is less impactful to other drivers. We're entering Streetsville. Train tracks and a couple of lights, and we'll be in the downtown area where it'll be a little bit more compact and potentially busy. So we'll see how it handles that. And where it spits me out. Is it going to park me? I don't think it's going to park me. Got 1.2 kilometers left. 3 minutes. See how well it does. Not sure if you guys can see, but there's a VinFast there in the intersection trying to make a left-hand turn. VinFast VF8. I've driven one of those. I don't know if you guys have seen that video on my channel, but you might want to check it out. It's a good vehicle. I would say that the screens and all the technology are definitely not as advanced, nowhere close to as smooth like the Tesla. But overall, it was a good vehicle. So I got a bus here, which is supposedly going to stop there. No signal or anything, but the Tesla knew what was going on. Okay, it's going to start getting busier, more people, more cars, person there on the bike. So I'll definitely be keeping a very close eye on what it's doing, where it's going, making sure that you know, everyone is safe. As much as I trust the technology, I don't trust the technology. If you're still watching now, I appreciate you watching this far. Be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think of full self-driving in the comments below. And yeah, let me know what other tests you want me to do with full self-driving. I will be testing it out further over the next 3 months. As I said at the beginning of the video, got a 3-month trial with some Tesla credits that I had remaining there in my account. So that is what I'll be doing for the next 3 months, testing it out. Let's cancel this now and keep driving, because the place I want to go to is right there. But yeah, I need to find somewhere to park.